Welcome to today's sketchbook inspiration walk at Southford Falls State Park in Connecticut. I started doing these sketchbook inspiration walks about 1.5 years ago when I went on a retreat with a group of women who utilize sketchbooking to capture their own travels. I've always been intimidated by trying to sketch in a sketchbook on the go because I am a perfectionist by heart, and it always takes me far too long to try to make something I'm happy with. So I set a goal at the beginning of this year to get out of the house more and find beauty outside of my studio. This has been a complete game changer for my art process. Just look at all of colors and textures and feelings that come just from this moment. So usually I bring a water and a snack and find my vantage point spot on my walk, which is the spot where I am going to sketch. This spot was special. I found some early spring native flower blooms, some gorgeous moss, and the perfect spot on this little boardwalk. I've been trying to capture more moments of interest. Another artist calls them little windows into life and your experience. So rather than trying to capture the whole image you're seeing, you just take parts of what you're seeing and you put them together into your own expressive sketch. I've been really trying to let go of my perfectionist in the sketchbook, picking up mark making from different abstract marks I find in nature and all around me. Look at this tree, for example. All of these random marks made by the bugs crawling under the bark. Each of these marks can be an abstract mark in your sketch. You can pull from everything you see on your walk so that your perfectionist has more tools in their toolbox to create from that will challenge it. I've been really trying to think outside the box when it comes to how I am utilizing my sketchbook, because my sketchbook is just for me. So if I love the texture of the tree bark on this tree, then that texture might become part of the sketch, even if this tree is not part of the sketch. Nature is hardly ever perfect, so why try to force it to be? Look here in this water, what do you see? What do you hear? Today I grabbed my sketchbook satchel and thought that I had my watercolors in here, but unbeknownst to me, I did not have them in here. I looked and I did not. So I had to settle on my tiny little sketchbook that I hadn't even started yet, which is actually kind of fun. And I used a pencil because that was the only art utensil I had. I like this challenge though. It required me to just look at the shapes and the lines that I was seeing. And so I started my sketch and doubted myself right away, as I always do, thinking I'm never going to be able to make this look like anything. But first I offered to help this lovely family take a photo, and their gratefulness just made the walk that much better. I accidentally turned my camera on thinking I was turning it off.
You're welcome.
And I didn't realize I was recording until quite a while later. Here's a little time lapse of me just writing, not knowing it's filming, and oh, oops, I'm filming. Welcome to being new at YouTube recording. And now it's back to my sketchbook. At this point, I am happy with myself because I let my mark making take over and let go of the perfectionist. And then I try to get some perspective, and voila, I've got my little window. Back to the native flowers and back home with a quick sketch and a full heart on this walk in Southford, Connecticut. I hope today you find time to bring your sketchbook somewhere and capture your own window of the world.